Hey guys, Magic here. Just wanted to talk to you today. I'm going to do another story about my spinal fracture. So the first time, I was working at Walmart up in Enid, but I was going to school in like Tonkawa. So I lived in Tonkawa at the time, on and off. Sometimes I stayed in Enid with my boyfriend. Well, one day my mom had to drive me home. So she was driving me home. I guess she fell asleep behind the wheel. I don't really remember much. Like, I remember I fell asleep in the back seat. Had changed clothes with me and all that, my backpack, stuff like that, my phone, and I fell asleep in the back. I remember waking up, seeing my mom, like, it seemed like time was standing still. Everything kind of looked rainbow to me, which I don't understand why. And my mom looked like she was asleep. The passenger, her boyfriend, looked like he was trying to wake her up. And then my friend of a spiritual nature, who I've seen a lot since my childhood, appeared beside me. And I saw her reach for my seatbelt, and then it came undone. And I was like, what are you doing? What's going on? And she just said, you're going to be okay. You just have to trust me. And then with that, suddenly time stopped, standing still. My head hit the glass and I got thrown to the other side of the car. I heard a window shatter. Next thing I know, I'm waking up. I am in the car, but one of my legs is under the car. I can only move one of my arms and my head a little bit. It's not because anything else is pinned, I just couldn't move. There appears to be a pole stabbed through the car. And then there was, I turned my head just enough because I could hear my mom's boyfriend saying, I think my head is bleeding. And I could hear my mom going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, over and over again. My mom was just pacing behind him, and he was just freaking out about his head bleeding. And that's when I realized that they probably hadn't called anyone. So I looked up, looked in front of me, and in front of me, all my clothes were folded nice and neat in front of me, which was weird. My backpack was sitting there with my phone in it. My phone had just enough charge for me to call 911, so I did so. They asked what kind of car I was in, which I didn't know what kind of car my mom had, and she wasn't answering me, so I just said, I don't know, it's upside down now, does that matter? And she's like, well, it's good to know you still have your sense of humor. Well, they finally get me out of there. The lady that came to help me didn't realize that my leg was stuck under the car. The paramedics told me that if that pole had gone any closer to my leg, it probably would have impaled me or might have bled to death. They also told me that if it hadn't snagged my pant leg in such a way that there was a high chance I might have just been thrown out of the vehicle. So, I don't know. Then they took me to the hospital, and for about 5-6-ish hours, I was incapable of movement. They left me in a room so they could get some type of imaging done, and when they did so, my friend reappeared. Which, prior to the lady that came to help me, she was standing over me, and she told me, don't worry, I'm going to get you help. And the lady that turned around to come help said that she had already gone a couple miles past it. She didn't even know what had happened, and then she heard somebody tell her to turn around, so she came back. Well, she reappears and she tells me, you're going to be okay, don't worry. Because at this point, the doctors told me there's a high chance that I may not be able to move. And it's like been 5 hours already at this point. And so she touches my head, and then suddenly I'm filled with this warmth and peace-like feeling. And it's nice, but weird. And then within an hour, I regained my movement. Like nothing had happened. And, I left the hospital. Now, they did give me painkillers, and stuff, but like, I guess it wasn't really taken care of as proper as it should have been. Because I guess I still had a fracture or whatever. I just was moving, so they released me. Then there was a couple months after that, because I was like in March or April, so it would have been July 5th. I was in the car with my boyfriend, and we were stopped on a highway. It's like a 2-lane highway, like one going this way, one coming towards us. And the person in front of us was trying to go left, but there was oncoming traffic, so they couldn't. So we had to stop behind them because there's a ditch on the other side. We couldn't go around. Well, apparently the person behind us didn't realize that we had stopped, and they hit us going 70 while we were at a dead stop. The person in front of us did manage to turn before they hit us. Our car spun a couple times and then took a nosedive into one of the ditches. They had to remove the car door to get me out. Again, could not move for roughly about 5 hours. Again, once they all left me alone, my friend reappeared, told me the same thing. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Touched my head, same feeling, peace, warmth, light. And then within an hour, I began moving again. And again, they sent me home, but told me to be careful because I had a spinal fracture. That was apparently worse now. And as for why I didn't stay in the hospital, it was because of the relationship. It's all kind of complicated. But well, now that I think about it, I think the reason why my mom was taking me back to Tonka was because me and my boyfriend that lived in Eden had actually broken up, and I was in a new relationship in Tonka, but I was already working in Eden because of my previous relationship. So there was that. Yeah, that sounds right. Anyway, guys, I just thought I'd share the story with you about how I got my spinal fractures and the woo-woo stuff that went with it, I guess. Remember, love always wins, so go out and spread the love, okay? Bye.